against T1. Generally, it is Caitlyn to follow up. But we'll jealous of the fact that Nongshim have been cooking. Like, they're like, wait, they got Viger and LeBlanc? That's silly. We're picking Cassidy.
This comp is so crazy here for T1. They have insane scaling. They have insane engage. Like, the cannon's damage isn't going to scale very well, but it will... What are we doing?
So it's top lane Lucian into the cannon. And then it is... Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, it's Lucian Nami.
And it's obviously, yeah, the casual...
Top LeBlanc into cannon.
All right, here we are under the rift for this this game that we do have, as it's my
lethal
goodness.
tempo. Okay.
Lethal tempo LeBlanc.
Oh my god.
Now I think this is not the first time, and like a more auto attack based LeBlanc has been played, and I think it was purely come up with as a tech into Canon, but I can't be 100% sure about this. I'm pretty sure it was done in the LP.
You're going to naturally have that advantage as we see the Caston still doing very well, even though he was nerfed. As Owner's coming in here.
Yeah, Sylvie is going to be able to get a decent Arctic Assault against him, though. Permafrost goes down as Owner in a bit of trouble. Vital just going to dash over the wall. There's the flash as well, but Owner picks up first blood. How the heck did that even happen as Peter steals away the kill? Oh no, Nongshim, it was almost so good.
And Faker didn't have Prio here, so Owner decided, I win these because Wukong in the early levels versus Sejuani, yeah, you will get permafrosted, but they have bottom side Prio. He wants to force this. It's not able to do anything here to contest this Drake. Sylvie is at least going to start off this Rift Herald. But man, T1 with all the early game advantages right now.
Absolutely outside of the top lane. But I don't necessarily know what AD LeBlanc is going to be able to scale into. Buys items that do a lot of work. Yeah. And yeah, Zay's going to walk on over using that enhanced Q. Call me. Gets into the river though, and Peter is rotating up.
And, you know, he has the Vampiric Scepter now, but the difference in terms of what Kennen can do with that Hextech Alternator with the buffs to his Q and the AP scaling is massive. So Dunda didn't have the Scepter, actually, until just now. Just teleported back to lane. So the Alternator advantage was pretty huge for Zeus, so he just kept hitting his Qs and eventually pushed LeBlanc out of lane. Has that Prio there to stop the Rift Herald. And T1, they had everything except Herald unlock, but they were able to deny the Herald too. Nongshim with their hands empty here.
Yeah, they do. Okay, Peter, oh dear. Good bubble is going to buy some space here for Vital. Vital may oh, they were baiting the whole time, never mind. The ult is going to miss, but Gumayushi's dead. That's Vital picking up the kill. I don't know how it worked, but it worked, Wolf.
That looked like one of those T1 moments where you're like, surely Owner's about to pop out of the bush, right? Like,
yeah.
They're like, oh, T1, this fight looks bad, but they're going to miraculously win it, right? Not this time. Guma didn't have flash, and now he's here.
He does pop. It's a cage, but not for you.
Exactly. Keria roaming up here. Call Me's up in the lane.
All right, the Ignite is going to be used here as a great little shield. And Call Me, oh, just hit by the very edge. Final Spark locks it down. Keria is pretty good at this video game, everyone.
It's just so T1. And that Keria is like, Guma, he didn't have flash. We're up too far on the lane. Guma dies. I'm not going to stop the backs with my Final Spark, but I have level 6. What can I do with this? It comes mid, and oh boy.
Here's the Cyclone, and oh my goodness, Vital is taking so much damage. Great bubble here for Peter, but it's going to be another one for T1. Owner's going to lock that one down. And now, Guma's also looking for first Terra Blood here towards the bottom side.
11 minutes.
It was kind of looking like the game was somewhat, you know, a game
that happened at the LCK, but there's no evidence to the contrary. Like, there's no evidence that, like, that's the case except, okay, hold on, Faker.
Yeah, has to flash, actually, to get out of the event horizon. Could be important here as Nongshim still able to get priority on this Herald.
And even though Zeus actually has...
okay, Keria could be in trouble. He doesn't have flash, remember. That's a great light binding, but the bubble not going to connect as, my goodness.
Zeus has ult.
So much damage.
And flash, like, he's coming over here. He's a little bit too late, but I feel like if he's there a little bit faster with that final spark, maybe they actually win the team fight here with Faker's ult coming through. Doesn't have 11 yet, but that was a close call here. And regardless of these few kills going over, still a massive lead here gold-wise for T1 as it looks like, okay, Lux comes over, and the light binding actually only hits the one minion. He's, you know, Like, you caught the legendary fish.
It's a marlin. We got it.
Yeah.
The marlin, but the marlin is kind of on the boat, you know?
It's like a marlin, but the like top of the fin. Okay, hold on.
All right, Light Binding going to connect here as 8th and the Hole comes down, and Owner is going to follow up. I mean, it's just, oh, never mind. They're able to at least stun up Owner here for a moment. There's just no follow-up damage, really, and Peter is kind of, yeah, he's fish food. Although I guess they're the fish in my other metaphor, so I need to probably work on that.
Well, you know, that was a passage of play that was very cool. It was very flashy, and everyone on T1 worked together as they game the season. But not going to be doing that this time around.
Yep.
As Peter...
that is a lot of damage onto Peter. I think he's just dead. Yep, Faker's going to collect that kill. Now Vital looking a bit nervous underneath this turret. Gumyushi doing what he does best on this Caitlyn, destroying the structures.
And hilariously, I mean, like, this is not a moment we can really criticize Peter that much. Look at how much vision Nongshim have in this part of the jungle. It's insane. The one place they don't, where there's a control ward, that's where they're hiding, and you can criticize Peter a little bit for that, but otherwise they have an insane line of vision there all the way across, knowing there's a chance Owner's there, knowing these traps can be set, but Peter still gets caught. Speaking
of getting caught, I feel like it is just a matter of time before Faker decides to pull the trigger onto someone. Carrier going to move on up. Oh, Light Binding doesn't connect there onto Sylvie. There were too many Krugs. Sometimes he gets saved by the Krugs, and it feels great.
Not relevant, unfortunately. He has Blade of the Ruined King, but he can't do anything. He's not going to beat this Kennen in the 1v1, and it's never a 1v1 in this game.
It is not. As that's a Cyclone, and Owner is just going to kill the LeBlanc. And it is just all too easy.
Zayas takes a few turret shots here, doesn't matter. And, you know, the ways in which T1 basically got such a lead across the map, with the exception of top lane, which they did eventually get very early on in the game, and then basically they just minimize the amount of space, the amount of real estate that Nongshim have, and then are constantly setting traps on their land, essentially, on what little land is left, like the Krugs, for example. The Wolves of Nongshim are not safe. But basically, and you can't farm anywhere as Lucian, who, by the way, is potentially going to get Flame Horizon if this game goes long. I don't think this game is going long.
No.
And then they're like, yeah, Peter can't clear wards. You can't actually jungle as Sylvie. There's no camps that you can farm. And they're going to set their own trap here onto Faker, but he is a Kassadin.
With Merc Treads, as he's going to face check. Okay, there we go. Let's see whether they can chain the CC. He goes golden. Has an opportunity to at least break that stopwatch.
Zayas is coming up.
As the Primordial
Zayas
Burst
is here.
Comes on through, and there it is. The Slicing Maelstrom's going to get the triple stun. Peter's going to go down as an afterthought because the main one they want to take down is Call Me, and he will go. Nongshim, they tried to kill Faker. We've seen it so many times in the past. They were just barely unsuccessful.
This is T1, like, quintessentially. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, now you can't kill Carrier. Are you crazy? Are you silly?
Yeah, Sylvie is dead. Vital throws a culling. It does not do very much at all. It's a pacifist culling.
T1 are like so good and so coordinated that they will put you in positions where you're like, that's illegal, he can't be there. They can't do this. And then T1 are like, yeah, we can actually, because we're all on the exact same page. Faker's gonna rift walk, flash the wall, and then we're gonna have our Kennen flash engage because we're just ready for this.
As Vital has to flash after he went in. Dundun looking for an opportunity, but distorts back as what? What was that snipe Carrier?
I mean, Owner has ult here too. I feel like Carrier and Guma were never really in any danger.
That's like map hacks, mod check, like what?
This is one of the most dominant games and performances I've ever seen, and like, I know we get a lot of flack for praising T1, which is really silly and weird, but...
Call Me just going to walk on over, has the event horizon, and they're going to be able to get a lockdown onto Carrier. T1 playing a little bit fast and loose and are going to get punished a little bit here by Nongshim.
Yeah, so T1 finally actually getting punished, which is...
I mean, this is exactly the time you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
They're 8,000 gold behind, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about, like, mid-game trough for, like, Caitlyn and for Kassadin and stuff like that. I mean, that doesn't really exist in this game. However,
I guess.
like, if there's ever a point of strength, it is right now for the Nongshim composition. Its Q's going to miss. Owner takes a bit of damage, but otherwise it's going to be fine. And it's Chemtech Soul again. We really need to have a conversation with Orcs about this. This is becoming an actual problem.
I mean, the thing is, it was kind of a problem before he got here, too. This is just way too much.
He's only exacerbated it, as now T1 looking to close in. Zayas not finding the most value with the ultimate, but I don't know where Vital went, but he's dead. And that is going to be Colmy going down as well. T1, they stake their claim on this dragon.
Baker
as Ace
wants
in the
more.
hole takes half of Dundun's health
Baker
bar.
wants more.
He does. Celebrating his 10th anniversary here as he will be rift walking forward.
He's got a lot of mana.
Yeah. Dundun just going to distract him with a clone. Imagine if that was the real Dundun. That would have... Oh. Okay.
Wait a minute. Dancing Herald angle.
Vital, don't kill Shirley, don't kill Shirley, don't kill Shirley. Shirley's still alive. Gumushi in a little bit of trouble, or is he? I don't think so. His final spark's going to lock down the Lucian.
Oh my
they
God.
take down the Nami, and Shirley's diving.
Oh my God.
Please,
No,
please,
no,
Oh, God. In the meantime, Nongshim are also dying. But Shirley...
Oh, the Dancing Herald, man. That would have been the greatest fish to bring home.
Oh, it would have been. It would have absolutely been. As Dundun trying to get some autos here onto Faker. Faker tanking the turret for an absurdly long time. Chains are going to connect, but now it is an exposed Nexus. T1 looking like the Globetrotters here in this game. Absolutely dominant performance from start to finish, but it was a cute idea from Nongshim, right? We liked it.
It was interesting to say the least, and you know, when you're not going to beat this team straight up, you try something cool. You play the LeBlanc into the Cannon matchup here. You go AD. We didn't even have a slightly nuanced conversation about the Blade